I'm trying to film 8 today. It's 10:39. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Secretariat. Secretariat is a 2010 theatrical release about Penny Tweedy and how she saved her family's horse farm by trusting in Secretariat. It is directed by Randall, Wallace, cinematography by Dean Semler, editing by John Wright, music by Nick Lenny Smith, and it's written by Mike Rich, based off a book called Secretariat, The Making of a Champion by William Knack. Film stars Diane Lane as Penny Tweedy/Chenery, John Malkovich as Lucy and Lauren, Dylan Walsh as Jack Tweedy, Margo Martindale as Miss Ham, and Nelsan Ellis as Eddie Sweet. William Knack was a consultant on the film, as well as made a cameo appearance. They did film on location in Louisville, Lexington, and even in Louisiana, and then 2 of the horses used to depict Secretariat were actually part of the bloodline. Trolley Boy, his real-life great-great-grandsire was Secretariat, and then Longshot Max included Secretariat's sire, Bold Ruler, as well as his grandsire, Prince Akio. The film had a $35 million budget, made $60.3 million in the box office, has a 63% Rotten Tomatoes consensus rating, rousing, heartwarming, and squarely traditional. It offers exactly what you'd expect from an inspiration Disney drama, no more, no less. As expected, there are some inaccuracies. There was no mention of River Ridge, which was another Chenery-owned horse that won the 1972 Kentucky Derby and Belmont, which helped keep the stable afloat, so they were able to, keep Secretariat. And then also no real mention, they mentioned the name, but no real mention of Anglelight, who actually won the Wood Memorial, not Sham. And they didn't have conflict with Phipps, who owned Sham, but with Edwin Whittaker. This whole review saying exactly what you'd expect, no more, no less, I would have to agree. Even the visuals, they are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, but they're what I would expect in a movie like this. I didn't really notice the music, and I realized that a couple times throughout the movie. I kept being like, oh, I don't have any notes about the music, I'm just not noticing it. Which I feel like means the composer did actually probably a pretty good job choosing when there was gonna be music and no music, and the music really just assisted the story, because I was like, oh, I haven't really granted, then I wasn't noticing really, really good music, I suppose, but it still fit exactly what it was supposed to be. I really enjoyed this. I agree that it's a paint by numbers and that it's, no more, no less of what you'd expect, but it was enjoyable. And I think it was slightly more enjoyable for me because it was about a woman. I know it's about the horse, but the main character is played by Diane Lane, who I'm obsessed with, which I'll get to, but the fact that it was about a woman, and I had no idea Secretariat, the main person behind all that was a woman, so I really loved, kind of learning that, and just how much she believed in it, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I love Diane Lane. Diane Lane never disappoints me, I feel like, so she's just great, and I feel like it really helped me, care, which, I care about. I loved Miracle, I love, I like all, Remember the Titans is so good, all these dramatic sports movies that Disney has done are really good. I feel like maybe I just felt a little bit more ooh, because it was a woman, which is a nice change of pace. There were also some other things I really loved that I was not expecting about this. There were some scenes. I loved when Penny apologized to Ronnie after finding out that Secretariat was acting funny. He had an abscess in his mouth. I also loved when this whole movie, Jack was so against Penny doing this horse farm and doing Secretariat and all that kind of stuff. And then in the scene where the kids are watching Secretariat race on the TV and they see their mom and they're so excited, and Jack is seeing how important what Penny is doing is to their children. Oh, that scene was so good. I loved that scene. And her showing how strong you can be and all that kind of stuff, and what it looks like to go for what you want and all that. And then for Jack to come back around and say what he said to Penny and be I'm proud of you, and you've shown me and the children what strength. It was so nice that he didn't turn out to be an actual piece of trash, because they were like seeming like he was going to be an actual piece of trash and like leave the family. But he like saw and was proven wrong and like said so. And that is, oh, that's so good. I also loved the way they covered the second big race, because at this point you've seen a lot of horse races, right? And there's only so many ways you can cover a horse race and have Secretariat win. You know what I mean? So the second horse race, they cover, like, it's on television and the kids and the husband are watching it, and like you see their reaction to the race versus like seeing the actual race. I loved that idea to cover it that way. So it was a nice change of pace on how to cover one of the horse races, because you've seen so many at this point that it's like, why show them another horse race when we could show like these kids being impacted? And so I really loved that. Things I wasn't so crazy about, you know, it wasn't anything unique or extraordinary. I agree with the critics. It was a paint by numbers, no more, no less, but it was enjoyable. I already mentioned I love Diane Lane. One of my favorite movies is Under the Tuscan Sun. It's just like a huge comfort movie for me. So Diane Lane, I just associate with like comfort. So I was super excited. I haven't seen like a ton of Diane Lane movies. The ones I have seen, I'm like, yes, I love her. She's fabulous. And then she's, you know, Martha Kent in, you know, some of the newer stuff. So like, how do you not love that? You know, it's Martha Kent. And then AJ Mashaka was a huge surprise. I was not expecting her to be in this movie. So that was fun. She played one of the daughters, which was exciting for her. I was excited to see her in this. Diane Lane is so good at voiceover work. She does a lot of it in Under the Tuscan Sun, so when she started the movie with a voiceover, I was like, ah, yes, the way in which I know Diane Lane's voice. So that was really nice. And then the circle back voiceover moment, like they started the movie with voiceover and they did wrap it with voiceover, that was good. I like that they brought it back and didn't just have it the one time. Also, the sound editing in general was really well done. There was a moment where it was like silent except for Secretariat's breathing. That really stood out and was great to me. And then there were, I mean, the sound design during the races is really great. So I feel like the sound design really stood out in this one. My favorite part, I think, is the moment between Penny and Secretariat the night before one of the big races, after he's been having his abscess and everything and he hasn't been eating, so he's not doing well. They were thinking of running him as like practice, but they're like, we don't know if we should. He still isn't eating. And so she's like, let me have a moment with him. And like, she just stares into his eyes, and it's this moment in the movie where it's just like his eye, her eye, like just this very gorgeous moment. And she goes, well, all right then, I'll see you in the morning. And then like giving him that rest, he ate a bunch of his feed, he felt better, and then he went on to win the race. So it was like really moving to me. It's the most simple thing in the world, is that she just has this moment with him and she can tell, she's like, not yet, but tomorrow you'll be ready. Beautiful. Stunning. I'm a little emotional thinking about it, actually, which is crazy because I watched this movie last week. My least favorite part was Secretariat having the abscess, for sure. That was really sad. Also, maybe in tandem with Jack Tweedy being unsupportive and kind of a jerk, and the brother kind of being the jerk. But I will say, by far and away, Secretariat having an abscess was sad. I didn't want him to be in pain. But I'm glad it got solved, and then obviously he set 1,000,000,003 records that haven't been broken. Recommend. Yes, I enjoyed this. Watch again? I think I would. 100% watch this again. It was very good. I enjoyed this, and I love Diane Lane. So I would probably watch it again just for that reason alone. Specific moments that stood out, I'd say maybe like Eddie saying that Secretariat sees people's intentions. Like, horses are really intelligent, and like, he might not understand your words, but he understands your body language and your intentions. That was really good. I loved that. That was just so excellent. I really liked this. I thought it was good. I mean, again, it's not like it didn't do anything different. It was the paint by numbers, but if it works, it works. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I enjoyed this. So that's it. All right, that's all I got for Secretariat. My final rating is 8 horses out of 10. Our total movie count is... I don't think I cried. So parental and cry count are still the same. How did I not? I didn't cry because it's a good movie. So parent, death toll, and cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with the movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials to find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just, this is merch. So buy merch, I guess. But join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1 where you get every video a week early, a coupon code for merch, and exclusive merch access. Any tier above that, you get daily trivia, some bonus content, you know, this, that, and the other. You know, a bunch of stuff. So go join. Buy merch. As I always say, merch is great, merch is grand. Until next time, comment, like, and subscribe, but I'm not in charge of your life. You are. So you do you, and don't be the Phipps Shams owner guy about it. He was a jerk.